Why the quick IR for Christian McCaffrey? This is Dr. David Chao, ProFootballDoc.com. Let's piece this story together. Look, I always say when things don't make sense from the outside, they do from the inside. But there's a suspicion here there might be more to the story with Christian McCaffrey and his ankle and the Panthers. Let's try and break it down. He had a quick hook with an IR designation by midday on Monday. Look, the team just flew home on Sunday. Yes, he was in a boot. They barely had time to get an MRI. Might not even had time to get a second opinion for the MRI scans yet he was placed on injured reserve. This is the second time this season, meaning his season is over. Why the hurry? A lot of times teams check for swelling, see how they do over the first period of time, and the way that the Panthers handled this situation is different than how they handled Christian McCaffrey in the past. The question is why? And let's go through some things here. First of all, let's go look at the injury. If you go look at the Christian McCaffrey injury, which we show you here, early second quarter, we had to slow it down to show it to you. It was a really quick ankle roll. And indeed, Matt Rule said after the game through Joe Person here that x-rays were negative. He thought Christian McCaffrey could play the whole second half with retape. He played a little bit, but did not finish. Now let's compare Christian McCaffrey's injury with that of Saquon Barkley and Miles Sanders. Saquon Barkley here rolls his ankle. You can see the play, and there'll be several replays here. And his ankle seems to roll more significantly, and we don't really need to slow it down to see it just as well. He missed 4 weeks. There was no injured reserve. The team kept hope alive, kept his roster spot open, and COVID might have delayed him by a week. Now let's take a look at Miles Sanders. The Eagles running back injured his ankle here, and compare that to Saquon Barkley. I'd say they're all similar, and potentially Saquon's worse, followed by Sanders and then Christian McCaffrey. Miles Sanders missed 3 weeks. Maybe they found more on the MRI. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm open to that possibility. But Christian McCaffrey is your star guy. It's week 12. The season goes to week 18. The Panthers have a bye next week. They put him on an injured reserve. They didn't fill the roster spot. They could have waited till next week to put Christian McCaffrey on injured reserve to end his season. They didn't need to make the move yet. There's 6 weeks left in the season, as we just said, and you can see the other comps, whether they're a little better or a little worse, you can make the argument. I think Christian McCaffrey's is not quite as severe. Both Saquon and Miles Sanders did not continue in the game. Christian McCaffrey, to his credit, tried to continue in the game. The bottom line is, look at how the Panthers treated Christian McCaffrey in the past. Earlier this season, on that week 3 Thursday game in Houston, he injured his hamstring. They did not put him on injured reserve. They carried him for almost 3 weeks. Right before the third game, on Saturday, I believe, on 10/16, he got placed on injured reserve from a September injury. Missed then 3 games. And I'm not saying that was a mistake. They were keeping hope alive. Maybe there was re-aggravation, but they certainly weren't in a hurry to put him in injured reserve. And then they brought him back. This time they seemed to put him on injured reserve in a little bit of a hurry. If you look at last year from the high ankle sprain, he injured it early in the season. He was put on injured reserve on Wednesday, not Monday, and this is when the Panthers had a game the next week. He was out 6 weeks. He came back week 9, had the shoulder AC joint separation, and was not put on injured reserve again for the rest of the season. He didn't return, but hope was kept alive. This time, with the second IR status for Christian McCaffrey, his season is done. less than 24 hours after the injury. And a lot of times medical staffs want to see how much it swells, reassess the ankle after the MRI. Maybe all of that was done and it was very severe, but something doesn't make complete sense here. And I always say when something doesn't make sense from the outside, it does from the inside. And hopefully we'll find out. Let's take a look at how some other teams have placed people on IR. Robert Woods with the Rams tore his ACL on November 5th. Didn't get put on injured reserve until November 26th because they didn't really need the roster spot. Tre'Davious White with the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving tore his ACL. He was injured 3 days before CMC. They've announced the ACL diagnosis. As of this posting, he still has not been put on injured reserve yet, obviously because there's no corresponding move. Jack Conklin, who got injured on the same day as Christian McCaffrey, collapsed as he walked off the field, has a torn patella tendon that's been announced needing major surgery. He did not immediately get put on IR. Teams don't typically put players on injured reserve until they need the corresponding roster move. And as I've pointed out, the Panthers are on a bye and they did not make a corresponding roster move. These are just some questions that I'm asking, and I hope that beat reporters in Carolina or national reporters will reveal us and let us in on what the real story is, and we look forward to that. I'm not saying that Christian McCaffrey is doing something wrong, nor the Panthers. I'm just saying as you put together these health pieces, the timing for IR, the bye week, the fact that it ends his season, there's something to me that's missing, especially if you look at the ankle sprain and how severe it was with 6 weeks to go and the possibility of returning. We've done podcasts before talking about hiding behind health, where we felt like the Rams were hiding behind health, not starting Jared Goff due to the thumb. And we were saying that that kind of was an indication that they didn't think as that much of Jared Goff, or at least were close to John Wolford in that playoff game, and the Rams ended up trading Jared Goff. We said the same thing this offseason early about Jimmy Garoppolo, and indeed the 49ers traded up to get another quarterback. I'm not saying that the exact same thing is happening here. I'm not saying that the Panthers are souring on Christian McCaffrey. I'm not saying that I know exactly what's happening with the injuries or the situation. I'm just saying if you look at the fact pattern of the injury, what it looked like, timing left of the season, the timing of the IR with the bye week and the whole picture, something doesn't quite add up. And eventually I think we'll find out. And I just bring it to everyone's attention as a talking point. And I'm sure there probably is a very good explanation for it. We just don't know it from the outside right now. Subscribe at YouTube, profootballdoc.com, and find the latest injuries and when your favorite players might return. Thanks for watching.